Welcome to another edition of Politics Done Right. I'm here with Elad Gross.
Yeah.
Elad, how are you doing? Welcome.
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You are taking on an incredible task.
Okay.
You are running for the Attorney General of the state of Missouri.
Missouri, that's right. Yeah.
All right. So, first of all, what gave you the gall to run for the Attorney General of the state? What's your qualifications, my friend?
Well, I am a former Assistant Attorney General of Missouri. Despite looking like I'm 18 years old, I'm a real attorney.
Okay.
I'm a civil rights and government transparency attorney. So
Okay.
I've sued the government quite a bit. And I'm pissed off like a lot of other folks in Missouri. It's about time we change our government.
Now, I'm going to just come on and say, what the hell make you believe you can win in Missouri?
Well, we're working really hard on it. So
Yes.
I've traveled a lot around the state. I know a whole lot of folks there. We're actually organizing a very big ground game right now. The
Right.
election will be in 2024 at the end
Right.
of the year. So the idea is taking nothing for granted, absolutely. But there are a lot of issues that I think folks, Republican, Democrat,
Right.
Independent, all agree on. And the Attorney General's office is one historically in Missouri that has gone from one party to another one because folks just want an attorney who represents them in that office.
Now, who do you assume you're going to be running at in the Republican?
I don't assume anything. So there's two. They have two candidates with a ton of money already.
Right.
The current guy is an appointee of the governor, so he's got the governor's support. His name is Andrew Bailey.
Right.
The other one is Will Scharf, and he was the lawyer for our former governor, Eric Greitens, who made
Right.
national news for resigning in disgrace and sexually assaulting somebody. So those are the two
Wait,
candidates on the other side.
The guy, he's running again, the one who was accused?
No, so he worked for the governor who did that. There was a whole national story about, Eric Greitens. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, look, so you think that you are going to be able to do this? I think you can. I think there are a lot of shocks that are going to occur in
That's the idea.
2024.
Yeah.
And I think Missouri, with a lot of what's going on in Missouri, I think is ripe for a shot.
Yeah.
So are you making sure, I mean, look, you have the cities locked up. There's no doubt about that. Are you making sure to concentrate in the rural areas?
So we travel I've already broken one car on this campaign. It's
Right.
down for the count. So yeah, we travel all over the place all the time. Now I'm not taking the cities for granted either, the urban areas.
It's not about taking the cities for granted.
Well, we have to have turnout too, right? We have to engage folks.
Right.
And actually one of the big focuses for our campaign is to find folks who have been disengaged voters, people who have been infrequent voters, to say, look, you're probably not voting because you're mad at our government too. You're frustrated. They're not doing anything for you. They don't care. You think your vote doesn't matter. I want those people. I want those people to understand that we can elect somebody who wants to hear their voice and put them back in our government.
Okay, and I think that's a good thing, but I'm going to jump back to the rural people already.
Yeah.
Again, I am, I love the city, all of that great stuff, but I think there's been for several decades now a strategic mistake by the Democratic Party.
100%.
And I think that strategic mistake is to seed the rural areas. I don't care, even if the rural areas have the propensity to vote Republican, there's a certain percentage that you can increase that delta that makes a difference.
Yeah.
But you have to, in my opinion, go and engage people, flesh and blood.
100%
Too
agree.
often, that's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not about taking the city people for granted.
Right.
But it's saying, well, city people, I have you. I want to keep you. Give me a chance to go ahead and bring more into the fold.
Exactly.
I'm waiting
Yes.
for a Democrat. I'm sermonizing to the candidate.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah. Let's do it.
I am waiting for a candidate that's going to go out there and say, and campaign differently from another Democrat in red states. Is that you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can look our website right now, eladgross.org. We have all of our events listed. We're the most active campaign traveling in the state of Missouri. We've gone over 11,000 miles already, and we haven't been out there for all too long. But yeah, a lot of that time is being spent in rural areas. Right now, we've got over 430 volunteers signed up for the campaign.
Excellent.
A ton of those are in rural areas. And what we're doing is, instead of just having this be a focus on one candidate, one campaign for attorney general, which I think is extremely important, is that we're trying to bolster local candidates running in those rural areas who never get support.
Now, here's another thing. In Missouri, if I recall, did not accept the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act. Did they acquiesce to any of it at all in some form?
Yeah, so we actually had to go to the polls and put that through an initiative petition process. It is, yes, it is. So we voted on it, and then the legislature and the governor tried to get around that. It went to court, and now they have to follow it. Okay, so now, they're always fighting it on the margins. But
my question is, though, is it in effect yet?
Yes.
And so somebody can go ahead and get a card. When did that occur?
That was, that was just in this, just a few years ago, a couple of years ago.
The reason I'm saying that is I've been appalled that Democrats had not gone into rural areas for every hospital that closed.
Correct, yes, absolutely.
Courtesy of.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, we've had a lot of rural hospitals, especially in Missouri, closed as a result of this.
Yeah, I know.
And then some were actually bought, like the one in Mexico, Missouri. It was bought by this venture capital firm or whatever. They extracted every ounce of profit they could, and they left that community without a hospital.
Right, because that's what they do. They buy the hospital, they put it in debt, they file bankruptcy on that thing.
Exactly right.
And leave a hollow cask of what's left.
You're absolutely right.
Now, so, and my question again is, are you putting this into the language that these people understand? And that's not being a Democrat, but you are a good politician going out there to get the job done.
Right. I mean, I don't really talk so much in terms of party versus another party. I talk a lot in terms of here's what this office can do and has historically done. Here are my plans for you. And one of the biggest issues that we're dealing with is going after scammers in the state of Missouri. It's the number one complaint that comes to the Attorney General's office by far every year. And I mean, scams come in all different forms. A lot of them come on our phones. Some of them come from a venture capital firm in New York trying to screw over our healthcare system. We'll get them all. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, okay. What else do you plan to do?
So another big part of the campaign is I will start Missouri's first civil rights division in the history of our state. We do not have one. We're here in Illinois. Illinois does. And there are lots of other states that they enforce our rights in housing. They enforce rights against discrimination in the workplace, public accommodations, all of these things that the Attorney General should be doing. And we don't do that in Missouri right now.
What's the demographic of Missouri?
So it's mostly white. It has not changed a whole lot.
What is the percentage? You know,
it's 80-ish, right around there. Yeah.
Okay. And the reason I'm saying that, you're going to pick up civil rights as an issue. How are you going to sell civil rights in a place like, the civil rights policies in a place like Missouri?
Well, everybody, if you go to work and you've seen something unfair happen there, it doesn't matter, folks understand that. But a lot of people have been looking at our justice system and they know it's broken. I've spent a lot of time in rural areas working with the Department of Corrections and law enforcement there. And look, there are a lot of folks who have been put into jails that are not regulated very well in very rural areas, and they've been screwed over. They've been held in basically what are illegal debtors' prisons in our state.
Well, the reason I asked that question is I'm glad that you've expanded the definition of what most people think of civil rights.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Because what happens a lot of times is they make civil rights just an issue that affects people of color, BIPOC.
That's true.
If you do that in a mostly white state that's not yet evolved into true inclusiveness, it presents a drag. However, if it's expressed in a particular manner, like I think you just pointed out.
Yeah, I think there's so many issues that we deal with in rural Missouri that we're also dealing with in urban areas and suburban areas. And they want to keep those people in power. Want to keep us divided because the more divided we are, the less we're focusing on them and saying, what a terrible job you're doing. And so my job is to bring this coalition together.
Even though it's a word that can be said differently, you bring that intersectionality of where those people are.
Exactly right.
How do those people intersect? Give me a closer.
I'm excited for it.
Give me a better closer than I'm excited.
No, I am. But I think that's what we're bringing that's special to this race. We're bringing serious energy to the Missouri Democratic Party. Right now, that party has, honestly, it's failed a lot of our state. It hasn't put people in the right positions to succeed. In just a week, we are going to reboot one of the central committees for the party. This is about bringing energy back to Missouri so that we are defending working people in our state.
So you're going to be part of the revival of the Democratic Party the party of, I forgot the senator that lost, Senator, Missouri.
Oh, we had Claire McCaskill who was there. Sure,
the rebirth of the Claire McCaskill machine.
Yeah, I think it's going to be different. Right. And look, we're a different state now, and Senator McCaskill served in so many different positions with our state, right? But no, I think it's really about how do we reach folks with these shared interests and help us understand how much we all share together versus allowing us to divide us. But we're going to sue a whole bunch of scammers. We're starting that civil rights division. We're going to end a bunch of puppy mills in Missouri too. So we've got a lot of plans to get that done.
Elad Gross, thank you so kindly for having me.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I love your energy.
Yeah.
And I hope you are that transformative Democrat that the South needs.
Well, thanks. I mean, it's really about all of us building a community together.
Right.
And that's what this is about. It's about having folks be a part of something that's bigger than them. Excellent. And very excited about
Great having you.
Thank you.
All right.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share.